Hello, friends, spiritual seekers, mystical travelers. This is Matt, of course. If you've been with me for a while, you know me by now. If you're new here, so awesome to have you. Hopefully you can get something from this reading and connect with it and feel seen, validated in some way. Today I wanted to do another pick a card reading. And for some reason, it came to me that the title of this, the sort of theme, was going to be messages from your third eye chakra. I'm not used to doing things like that, where there's a specific energy center communicating messages, but that's what felt, I don't know, needed today. So that's what we're doing. So we're going to be focusing on our third eyes, and your third eye is all about, clear sight and the extrasensory vision that you have that connects you with the higher realms, but also allows you to see truth within yourself and around you. So the messages that will be coming through will hopefully shine a light on some truth or validate your own inner senses, what they're telling you. And so that does leave things kind of open-ended here, but that's good because Spirit can really bring through what the collectives that are present today need to hear for the highest, deepest healing and upliftment and support, because that is always the intention. So we are working with 3 piles today. I'm starting out with the Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot deck. It had a sort of purpley card design, which is very third eye, and we're using some third eye crystals here. So we have pile 1 with the this geode amethyst. I did shuffle for the piles, by the way, so we'll find out what those messages are. Pile 2 here is this opalite, I believe. And then pile 3, we have another amethyst, but it's just different here. So that's pile 3, and I kind of propped it up because the glare from the light was washing out the colors. So let us tune in, synchronize our energies. We're only connecting with consciousness of the highest white light, love, and truth from the angelic realm, most closely associated with God and the loving protectors and ascended masters supporting humanity at this time. With that said, let us begin with pile number 1. Hey, pile 1. So you guys chose this geode amethyst here and felt drawn to this card. So we're going to tap into the energies and see what messages your third eye wants to bring through for you at this time. And your third eye is all about trusting what you're sensing, trusting what you're seeing, trusting your link to the spiritual realm, because the crown is where we receive that divine information, but the third eye is how we sort of process and receive and translate that energy and view it and perceive it. So I'm seeing like a bouquet of roses or something, which is giving me the sense of some sort of like romantic situation for some of you watching here, some sort of like exchange of positive, loving energy, or the potential of that, glimmers of that being seen here, but still sort of not the full realization of that. But I'm hearing something is anchoring into the physical dimension. So it's like your third eye, what you're sensing and seeing for yourself, and if this situation is relevant in your life or connecting, it feels like you can trust that something is anchoring in a very real and grounded way. Again, with these pick a card readings, you absolutely must use your own discernment. Your intuition guides you here, but there are so many factors involved with the types of information that we're seeing, so you really have to trust yourself at the end of the day. You know, a reader can say anything, but this is about you, right? Even though I'm the one channeling these messages, your intuition guided you to this video. Your intuition chose this pile. And I'm just relaying messages that can be received by the people watching, coming from a place of truth and support. But again, it's just a personal responsibility to use discernment and judgment. But yeah, and I'm seeing a necklace for some of you. So there's a sort of feminine, graceful energy that I'm getting. So maybe that's a call for you to continue embracing your femininity in this situation, to surround yourself with beauty, to continue to see your own beauty and make yourself feel beautiful. Beauty is more than just appearances, it's how you feel, right? And that can be by surrounding yourself with flowers, for example, or just things that you enjoy, things that you like, things that make you feel like life is abundant and opulent and luxurious and lush and, you know, delicious and that kind of thing. That's really being highlighted for you, Pile 1. And your third eye. Okay, I'm just getting, like, Spirit is giving you a green light or a go-ahead for some sort of situation coming forward. It could be a connection, but they're also showing me, and there's a lot of light coming through in this situation for you. So there's positivity here, but they're also showing me that you don't see the full 360-degree view of this situation, meaning there's only a glimmer that you're getting here. And so it's hard to necessarily see how, you know, far reaching this goes, how deep it goes, how it's all gonna unfold. You know, there maybe are things that are being hidden from you on purpose by your higher self and spirit, because sometimes having too much information around a situation can actually trip us up. But there is this encouragement that there's something developing, there's something anchoring, and it's positive, okay? So that's what's showing up initially. And this doesn't just have to be romance or love, but this can be something that is emotionally fulfilling to you, that is anchoring, something that you have romanticized in some way, something that you are connected with in some way and have positive feelings towards. So just, you know, apply that as it does to you. I'm going to turn this over and see what card you got here. The Strength card. Okay. I don't know why I just saw like pinball, an arcade at like a restaurant or something, or like an arcade restaurant. I was picking up that specific image for somebody. I'm at a gas station now, and I'm filling up my tank with gas at the gas station, and I'm going inside the convenience store. So that's a specific message for somebody or connection for somebody. Golf, I'm seeing golfing now. Somebody golfing. Mini golf or something. This is so weird. I just heard the name Terrence. That I never hear that name, so that's weird. But it's not a weird name. It's just weird that I'm hearing such a specific name, Terrence. Okay. Chestnut is coming through. Bilbo Baggins. Lord of the Rings reference there. Porcelain. Shiny apple. Interesting. Candida. That's so interesting. Okay, so maybe for somebody watching, they're balancing out their candida with their diet, maybe. Course correcting, I'm hearing. Triple axle or triple threat, triple axis, triple something, I'm hearing. Fortify. That makes me think of like gut fortification with the candida connection. So some of you might be strengthening your gut, refortifying your gut. And the gut is sort of its own intuitive center, so that can be connected with your third eye, actually. And your intuition and sensing and seeing. So with the Strength card, this is like how you've been showing up for yourself and nurturing yourself. So you're getting sort of this kudos from the universe of how strong you've been up until this point on your journey and how much support you've had to give yourself, how much nourishment and nurturing that you've provided yourself, and how you really need that validation and acknowledgement. And it's important for you to pat yourself on the back and honor yourself for that, for being that support for yourself, okay? Because it takes strength. And how, yes, they're saying that will and is being reflected back to you from outside because you've learned how to do that. But there's a lesson in learning how to take care of yourself spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and protect yourself, create containment and safety for yourself, and care for yourself in a way that might even feel like reparenting yourself for some of you. And this is all like, you know, about facing your inner demons, about facing things that are quite scary and uncomfortable within the self, and how that's related to your outside experiences from day one, and how you've had to sort of come into a new understanding of your own personal truth and how you're expressing your authenticity, how you're expressing your true soul's like expression. And you've really been working on your communication skills, I'm seeing. So that can mean learning how to set better boundaries, but also it can mean learning how to communicate coming from a more loving, non-judgmental place with yourself, first of all, and then that translating outwards, because it feels like you're learning how to be gentler with yourself, and you're learning how to soften perhaps what has been a harsh inner critic or inner voice, and really cutting through illusions and dense old energies, and sort of understanding what is old and no longer relevant for you in your life moving forward, and what is new, and clearing that space and seeing the potential of good new things, as opposed to being weighed down by toxic, negative, heavy things that are sort of expired in your life. So that's the initial message that's coming through with your third eye, and how like a lot is being revealed to you in that way, and you are getting that acknowledgement from the universe through your intuition being guiding you here to this message and to other messages, and just seeing that reflected back to you. So for pile 1, God, what messages want to be brought through from pile 1's third eye? Pile 1's third eye, I'm seeing like gold chain again, which is like necklace energy, tower. Interesting. I want to get more first, because this can be related to many different things. What is this tower energy related to as it applies to the third eye for pile 1? Yeah, I had a feeling. Lovers, tower, big, big karmic energy. Surprise, surprise, 2 of cups at the bottom of the deck. Love connection, like I was seeing at the beginning. So there's for many of you, some new connection has popped into your life out of freaking nowhere, guys. Or it's just been a curveball, not what you've been expecting whatsoever. And it has brought up a lot of stuff within you, fears, doubts, insecurities. It's illuminated all of your past experiences with relationships and connection, and how things have gone crazy, funky, wonky, south, however you want to put it. And this is really asking you to confront those programs that still exist around relating to people in a romantic sense, but also it can be in any sense. But really for this pile, because we're having this 2 of cups and the lovers, I'm really getting romantic stuff coming up, and the flowers showing up here. Divinely guided connection showing up here. But again, it came through out of nowhere, and it felt sort of out of your control in a way, or just like this unexpected feeling, connection. And there's like this undeniable like mirroring and like feeling of magnetism towards this person, and you feel this, can feel their energy being drawn towards you, but there just might be some like uncertainty around this. For some of you, because of how unexpected it is, it might not look how you were thinking it was going to look. It might not be from the person who you would have thought it would be from, and it just might all be very kind of overwhelming in a certain way, or make you feel a little nervous and unsettled because of the unpredictable nature of it. But it feels like there's something in the unpredictable nature of it coming through that is actually part of this awakening, healing, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer of this movement forward for you. And what's coming through is this person is on your emotional wavelength. They're resonating with you spiritually and even romantically. It's like both of you are kind of what the other person is looking for. And there is, again, this soulful connection, regardless whether or not this is being fully expressed, realized, or communicated at this time. In the energy, on the deeper levels, on the emotional levels, you guys are similar. You're very similar. You're on the same emotional level, and you're seeing each other, feeling each other more than anything. Spiritually, emotionally, this is about divine resonance, guys, showing up here. And you guys may express in slightly different ways. You might look different. You might, again, not be what you expected a counterpart to be for you, or they might not come from the place that you would expect a counterpart to come from. It's really yin and yang here going on. And this is the Buffy the Vampire Slayer deck. So, and I do find it interesting. This is not going to apply for everybody. This is very specific, but we have 2 same-sex couples showing up in these cards. So these characters are not gay in the show, but these characters are. So for a select few of you, you might be finding that coming through in this connection. That might be unexpected. Some of you might find yourself in a connection with somebody who is, again, their outer appearance is just not what maybe you're used to or were expecting at all. So it could be same sex for some of you, but that's just one energy showing up. For others of you, it's just coming out of left field, like I said, but you're really seeing each other for where you are, and there is a really beautiful energy showing up, and it is positive, once again, with this sun energy. So let's get more. What is Pile 1's third eye want to communicate? Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so this is an energy. Okay, and then we have the 8 of Swords showing up at the bottom of the deck. So this is telling me that any fears or concerns are based upon confines of the mind, the way that thoughts and the mind are organizing this experience within yourself. It's creating a sense of not seeing the truth clearly. Remember what I was saying, how you were not getting the full, it's like very positive energy, but not seeing all of it, right? And it's because the mind is not necessarily going to be helpful in this situation in regards to the actuality of it. What the Queen of Pentacles is really telling me, guys, is that your third eye and the spiritual energy that is coming to you, communicating here with you, wants you to know that you can feel safe in the presence of this person. You can feel safe, and of course, take this as it resonates. Trust yourself and use your better judgment. But the energy that I'm channeling is saying that there's safety here, that there's presence here. It's okay to just sort of be and feel like your needs can be met within the situation, because the Queen of Pentacles has all of her needs met, and that is showing up here. So even if there's the illusion of initially something not. Now, if you're in a situation for a while and things aren't moving or developing and you're not getting those signs, positive signs that your needs can be met, don't disregard this reading and follow your own better judgment, right? Because you have to make decisions for yourself so that you can experience as much joy as possible based on what feels right and good to you, okay? But an energy coming through in this reading for certain people who resonate with this message, this connection is safe, it's of God, it's of the soul, and so you don't have to worry or scramble or do anything or feel insecure, because there energy doesn't feel like it's going anywhere, and it feels like there's a link that is undeniable. And so you can just sort of sit pretty in your own energy and enjoy your own energy, and enjoy, again, that sense of opulence and abundance coming through that I was picking up channeling at the beginning. And just be present in the moment. That's really the key here, because again, the mind, if you're going off the mind, it's not going to be accurate. It's not going to be showing you all of the amazing things that you're moving towards. Or if you are projecting out amazing outcomes, it's saying it might not happen the way that the mind is orchestrating things, because the mind has that limited capacity. It's bound and constricted only by past experience. So this is saying the present moment and being embodied in your presence is the key here to allowing the positive aspects of this to be revealed to you. Knight of Cups, this is someone who has feelings for you, who's emotionally interested in you, and who isn't going anywhere. They're like higher inner guidance, emotional guidance is moving them towards you. And they actually might have a fear of somebody rejecting them or for things going wrong in some capacity. So that's why there might be an initial sense of confusion showing up for some of you. But there's this sense of feeling connected to you from this person and wanting to express that, but just being, maybe for some of them, being in the process of getting to that communication and expression. Yeah, I do feel like this person may come with their own baggage and past. I mean, we all do, right? But it, it feels like maybe they're just taking their time getting to that point of full emotional expression, because the Knight is in the development process, right? They're on their way, which is positive and good, and they're willing. There's a willingness here to engage. But it's just they're still moving up the scale as far as their development goes. And but that's a very promising sign that there's innocent energy showing up. There's well-meaning, heartfelt energy here showing up. And we do have the 8 of Pentacles here. So this person is working on themselves. They're dedicating time and effort to working on themselves, or working on their version of consistency and how that shows up in a relationship, and within this connection, this being a process of just development over time, and like building and growing that, and just a little bit here, a little bit there, but consistent and progress forward, like I was seeing 1 2 3 4, that progress moving forward. So this is really promising, pile 1. So what else does your third eye want to communicate at this time? The Emperor. Okay, so we could be talking about a masculine energy showing up here. And again, we have Buffy, who's a female, as the Emperor in this card. So it doesn't just have to be a man. We're talking about this could be a woman, or this could be a man who's also has a feminine aspect to them. Take it as it applies, but this is a masculine energy that's working on themselves and working on owning their shit, so to speak, and claiming their domain and who they really are, and being decisive. And this is good. This is really positive energy. I saw 2 3 4 again on the timer. So again, we're getting that progress energy, building towards something positive and greater than. This is really good. This can also talk about, for you, feeling contained again within the present moment, knowing that the masculine aspect of the divine has your back and is supporting you. So you're not without at any point. You're not missing anything at any point. That masculine presence is always with you. But it's when it's already with you that it reflects outwards in another person. So, if you're watching this, I do feel like your relationship with masculine energy spiritually is improving and strengthening. And like I said, the spiritual and the physical reflect one another. So because of that, it's coming forward in a healthier way as far as another person outside of you, in a romantic context, in a divine sort of connection, context, we have the Hanged Man showing up at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, there is guidance here to just sort of let go and allow and surrender to the connection or to the process, to if there's a pause right now in the energy, it's okay. I'm really getting this energy from spirit, like it's okay. It's okay for there to be a pause and for things, because things are working out in their own time. Again, you'll know if like you're being hung out to dry. You'll know if like things are toxic and you're like you're spinning your wheels and nothing's getting anywhere. You will know that if, you know, it'll, you know, this shouldn't be a completely dragged out process. And who am I to say how long or short your process is going to take? My whole point here is to follow your own intuition and continue receiving guidance from the universe here, okay? But I am seeing perspective shifts within this other person, within yourself, about what's possible for you in your life, within your own concept of yourself and reality, themself, their reality. Things are sort of shifting and flipping on their head in a really positive way. And it's like allowing you both to surrender to what is real and true and not sort of what the mind is insinuating, which is often illusions, right? Wow, guys. Okay, we have the Ace of Cups. So that's an emotional connection, new love blossoming, heart opening in process, beautiful, beautiful emotions of care, affection, love, all of that coming forward. But then in the mental space, again, we have the Eight of Swords showing up again, not seeing clearly, the mind getting in the way of this heart opening and this connection. So for both of you, you may be having mental stuff coming up that is just not accurate, when in truth, there's this beautiful blossoming happening emotionally that wants to come through. And this is like, again, resonating with someone deeply, where you feel like, oh, finally I see someone and they see me. I feel honored and acknowledged and respected and appreciated for who I am. I feel like my emotional needs are being met in some way, on some level, even if initially it's just in the little gestures, or, you know, this is like some spark that is igniting like feelings of love between the two of you. This could have been upon first meeting them or coming across this person, where it was like out of nowhere, this beautiful, beautiful feeling of joy showing up. And just sometimes when we have that amazing feeling of openness and familiarity and love with another person, sometimes everything else in our system has to sort of play catch up in a way, if that makes sense. So the brain has to kind of catch up, the body has to catch up, because the heart is unconditional and the heart sees truth right away. And when the heart feels such intense beauty and joy, it's like, and after the fact, you kind of have that hangover effect of like, whoa, what was that? What is this? I don't know. This doesn't make sense to me. I don't know why this is showing up in this way, that kind of thing, you know? So for pile one, what is their third I want to communicate at this time? Five of Wands. Yeah, it's the way in which we're energetically in conflict with everything that's happening and that's showing up in a really positive way, but it's because of the past and because of our previous concept of how things were supposed to be or how things are supposed to go, that we can kind of fight something on some deeper level and feel like there's a threat here, or like we're being set up is coming through. There's a fear of being set up. There's a fear of having the wool pulled over your eyes. There's a fear of getting yourself into the wrong situation with the wrong person, or deluding yourself, or not seeing the truth. I think some of you are really afraid that you're not seeing clearly, that you're not seeing the truth. But this is just the internal energy conflicting, perhaps within both of you. Yeah, with both of you, I'm feeling, because we have the Two of Cups showing up again at the bottom of the deck, which is saying that yes, you're both connecting in such a deep, loving way, but you're also mirroring back each other's inner conflict. And I think because there's a spiritual connection here, you might actually energetically be exchanging information that is sort of causing an upset, because both of you are sort of conflicted about this, and it's causing some anxiety or some issues where you're like very like I don't know about this. I don't know what's happening. I don't know like if this is safe. But it's like both of you are having that experience, and at the same time, it's this deep loving connection being highlighted at the core of this situation. So for pile 1, what is their third eye? I want to clarify for them. 5 of Swords next to the 5 of Wands, with the 8 of Swords showing up again at the bottom of the deck. So again, we're seeing mental energy from the past that is attacking the self and attacking the situation here. Fears of failure, fears of abandonment, fears of defeat, fears of getting hurt, disappointment, fears of someone walking away, leaving, just not good stuff from the past that's just being like purged to the surface right now because of this Tower energy once again. So for as beautiful as the energy is, it's also creating disruption and conflict and uncertainty because of how maybe things have gone for you in the past. Okay, what else for pile 1? What does their third eye need to know or want them to know? High Priestess. But there's a deeper knowing here going on, guys. Again, this is the third eye talking to you with this High Priestess. You guys are intuitive, which is why you're communicating with this person energetically, telepathically even for some of you, and why you're picking up on this conflict energy. You guys are so psychic. We have these crystals here, this familiar here. You're so tapped into the energy that I think that can actually make the experience of this even more intense, because it's not just your own energy that's coming through, it's this other person's, and that's sort of highlighting, because this person has a mirroring effect on you and your shadow and your light. It's like compounding your own like wounds, your own hopes and dreams and desires and fears all coming up at the same time. And that's why it's like this overwhelming energy for both of you. This person is also intuitive in their own way. So they're sensing something strange and different and outstanding about this connection as well. You can trust in that for sure. Definitely telepathic connection here, and very balanced masculine, feminine energies between the two of you. Very complementary here, which is something that might also surprise you about this person, that just how complementary you guys are in many ways, and how it goes beyond expectation. And this person also seems like they're very like studious or knowledgeable about certain things. Maybe they are spiritual or spiritual in a different way than you, or even if they're not spiritual, they're intuitive, maybe without putting a label on it. But this is also saying like you can trust what's happening here. It's not happening for no reason. The High Priestess is very spiritual, divinely guided energy, flowing energy. So it's like if you can flow with this process, like it'll start to make more sense, and like the conflict energy will sort of dissipate. Okay, the reading is getting kind of long, so we'll wrap this up. Temperance. Again, equal masculine balance, masculine feminine energy showing up here. Also a lot of healing happening within the both of you right now, bringing your energies back into balance. So the coming together of you two has had this healing effect, whether you know it consciously or not. It's purging stuff up so that you can heal it and bring yourself back into balance, right? So that's really positive. Whatever the case may be about long-term, like whatever, there's something really positive happening here that you can trust. And okay, can you give us a little bit more about the path forward, Spirit, for this situation in third eye chakra? The World. So you're closing out a cycle of your life and you're leveling up in your life. So this situation is representing a level up for you guys, a level up of the energy and the beginning of a new path with the Fool. The World is the last card in the tarot journey, and the Fool is the first card in the tarot journey. So endings and beginnings. So I want to know, it feels like there's a path ahead with this person, but Spirit, do you recommend that there's more of a path ahead? Yeah, there's the Nine of Wands is showing up, which is saying that there's more to this journey. With the Fool, once again, there's more. This is a new journey beginning with this person. You're in the process of purging out the old, closing out the old, and beginning the new, and seeing the sun shine again within your life, within this connection. The Nine of Wands always says, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop, don't give up. Clarity's coming. Any resistance, you're almost through with the resistance, right? You're almost through with feeling stuck and tired. And look, confirmation, Two of Cups, it's shown up 3 times in this reading right now. So this is big confirmation that this relationship is positive and it's real and you can trust it. And we do have the Eight of Cups showing up at the bottom of the deck, which talks about it's okay to, if there's a pause in the connection, it's okay to emotionally withdraw for now. But this also talks about emotionally leaving the past behind and again starting a new journey towards fulfillment. Your 9 and 10 of Cups, which is all about happy, harmonious, long-term emotional fulfillment here, showing up in your energy pile 1. Death. Yeah, they're really saying things are not going to look the same moving forward in your life as they have in the past. Everything's changing. You're a different person than you were when you went through the difficult things in your past. And now you've done a lot of growth. Once again, you've really been there for yourself. And that's really shifted your whole relationship with life and other people. That's why you can trust what's coming forward, because yeah, and this person's also going through a transformational process in their own journey in life. And I think this relationship is really highlighting that for both of you. And it feels like there is like more to experience. 33 on the timer. The Moon. But there's this unknown aspect where you just sort of have to let go and surrender and allow, where not all the information can be given at this time, because that removes the spiritual flow from the experience, which is meant to be surprising. The fact that this relationship came in the way it did for many of you as a surprise, or just in sort of this disruptive or just unexpected way, is proof enough that that is a necessary aspect for spiritual growth and for joy to enter your life in ways that your mind can't control or orchestrate or preconceive. So it is important to embrace the unknown here, which I know is not what everybody likes to hear, but there's a spiritual lesson in that, and embracing new energy that's unknown. So guys, hopefully this message resonated for you and feels supportive in some way. If it did, go ahead and tell me in the comments, because I really like that feedback. And also like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the future, okay? Take care, bye. Hey there, pile 2. So you guys chose this opalite stone here and this card, and your intuition led you to this pile for a reason. And so we're going to trust what comes through. Of course, this is a general reading, so only take the messages that apply and really resonate with you and your own intuition, because today's reading is about the messages that your third eye wants to communicate to you. So this is where you felt called, because there's some information here that resonates with where you're at and what your own intuition is communicating with you. So we're going to be tapping into the energies. I did shuffle for the card here for your pile, but I want to tap into the initial energies around this and see what wants to come through. I'm seeing like a portal or a door opening to like something new, like crossing the threshold. It feels like you've been attuning your awareness to new information that wants to come through, messages, signs, signals from the universe. It's like you've been open and receptive to hearing truth, to getting information, to, switch your perspective, maybe see things in a different way about yourself, about your life, about how, you're developing, evolving, moving forward, what's going to be happening for you, but you're just open and you've been listening. I feel like you've been listening, and it feels like because of that, there's a door opening up. There's like there's light entering your reality or your field of vision coming from this new reality that wants to make itself known to you. There's an opportunity here for you to cross some threshold, and we'll see what that entails. But yeah, I'm also getting a sort of curveball energy coming through for your pile 2, and that says that maybe things will be looking unexpected for you. Like the opportunities presenting themselves might not look how you thought they would look, how you were projecting that they would look, and it might come at you from another angle. But it's because you've been attuning to where good information is coming from, that you're more able to look in a new direction and see this opportunity in a new direction, which is really, really positive, guys, that you're so open and willing to see things in a different way or coming from a different angle. And you're really being encouraged or acknowledged by the universe and encouraged to continue, like just being open and sort of oscillating your head like a satellite dish for those signals that are making themselves known to you, because you've already been getting those signals and that information from the universe. And it's just a matter of continuing to do what you're doing, and that you'll see that door sort of open, but it will be sort of coming from a location or somewhere where you're like, whoa, it's over there. I didn't think that this opportunity would be coming from over here, but here we are. But you just sort of move towards it when you see it, and you're like, okay, I'm going to walk through because this is new energy, and that's good, right? Okay, so that's the initial sort of message. Let's see what this is. Knight of Wands, or Knight of Stakes in the Buffy deck that we're using here. So this is all about being willing and enthusiastic to move in a new direction and go on a new adventure with a sense of passion and fun. Wow. So that's that willingness that I was picking up, you guys. That willingness to go in any sort of direction where there's some spark of like a new path opening up. And that's very much the Knight of Wands. Sometimes the Knight of Wands can be in a rush. So, you know, maybe that's a good thing for some of you to be really enthusiastic. This can talk about a pent-up energy, like sexual energy, creative energy that is wanting to be expressed. And so sometimes it can get bottled up because it's so, you know, enthusiastic. And sometimes it can come out sort of in rash ways. But I'm more so getting this adventure coming through here, and like this enthusiastic spirit that wants to go in a direction on a new path. So that's a pretty good positive energy. So we're talking to your third eye. We're having a conversation with your third eye, but overseen by the angels, God, ascended masters, only consciousness of the highest white light, love, and truth, approving these messages from your third eye, the star. Wow, so positive, guys. Yeah, there's that glimmer of light that you've been like looking for. It's like you're watching the skies for those glimmers and shimmers. You're looking for your North Star, and you're being assured that that North Star is being illuminated for you so that you can undeniably see it and move towards it here. And it's very optimistic, and this is that confirmation that you're being spiritually protected and guided and healed even as you're moving forward towards this light. Just keeping your eye out for the light and moving towards that. That's really, really positive, guys. And again, I'm getting like signals, like that satellite dish, like listening for extraterrestrial signals or something. The star, you might be connecting spiritually and energetically with like transdimensional consciousness, higher consciousness beings, if you resonate with that type of energy. And feeling like you're not alone in the universe, in the world. Some of you might be interested in like ufology, I think, ufology, something like that. or like extraterrestrials, extra dimensionals, like those sort of beings, any paranormal type of interests you might have, unsolved mysteries, like that kind of thing for some of you. You guys have this very curious, adventurous, fun-loving, mystical energy, so that's really cool showing up here. And it's like you can trust that, you can lean into that is coming through as well. You can feel excited about it, it's okay. 8 of Cups, so there is some journey, leaving behind an old way of being in order to move into a new direction that's more fulfilling on some level, where there's less baggage, there's less density, and you can just feel emotionally content and fulfilled, but it does require you moving into a new doorway or portal does require you to leave what has been. So some of you might be wanting that, or some of you might be wanting something new, but having not yet confronted the fact of like, oh, this means like really leaving everything the way that it has been in the past and things not really being the same in order for me to shine my light with the 6 of Wands here, to really shine my light and stand out and be seen. The 6 of Wands is all about being seen, recognized, and appreciated for who you are in your energy, in your light, for your gifts, about your abilities, your talents, skills, what you have to offer the world, and really standing out for that. So some of you guys also have a star quality to you that is being highlighted here, where you're meant to shine bright and perhaps for some of you be seen by many people with whatever it is that you're doing. And yeah, you just have a lot of creative juice in you that might be pent up, and just perhaps kind of distancing yourself emotionally from the way things have been is just necessary for some of you. Some of you might be going on a trip. When I was seeing that portal, threshold, door energy at the beginning, I was seeing that, gosh, what's it called? That archway in Paris, I believe. It's like that archway. You know what I'm talking about. But I was seeing that, so that can talk about needing to travel in order to feel this like illumination or this spark of passion with life, or feel a new direction, or feel seen somehow. Take that as it resonates. It's not for everybody, but okay. Pile 2, what is your third eye want to communicate with you? What is your third eye want to communicate? I'm getting the energy of like a home, living around other people, and sort of maybe perhaps needing to leave a home area, or like relocate for some of you, or just move away from the homestead, so to speak. The moon, okay, star and the moon, so very celestial energy showing up for you. This is telling me to really pay attention to the celestial. You are going through like spiritual activation, which is bringing more awareness to the unknown, unseen realms of life itself, not just your own reality, but reality at large, kind of being made aware of what is unknown. And there's that moon energy showing up with the Hermit card. So this is all about you on this journey, learning how to tune out the external noise, the external influence that has told you how things are supposed to be. And this is listening for truth in a new way by looking within. Some of you doing that deeper subconscious diving, that inner work. And again, fostering an environment within self of silence, stillness, peace, tuning into your guides, the higher, dimensional beings, God, angels. But also I just do want to say to be mindful of what you're connecting with, be intentional, and protect your energy, because energy are like people. There's well-intentioned energy and well-intentioned people, and there's not so good, but it's all about how you're choosing to resonate and what you're being intentional about connecting with. So just, say for my highest good, angels, God, source, archangels, that kind of thing. The devil. Okay. So yeah, that wanted to come through for a reason, because there is an inner shadow as well that exists in this moon space. And it feels like for some of you with this Knight of Wands, this inner shadow could have been had a pattern of coming out in unhealthy ways that can be control issues, that can be trying to control other people, that can be feeling controlled by other people, and because you felt controlled by other people or systems or beliefs or indoctrinations or whatever, it's like you kind of passed that along. You've felt the need to be controlling in your life in certain ways, or maybe it caused you, feeling controlled caused you to feel low and stuck in your life and sort of held back by other people who were operating at a lower level consciousness. So as you're doing that inner work, it's just this devil energy will show up. It's the shadow aspect of self. It's the self-imposed limitation and blockages that say, I have to stay stuck, and that just, when you're in the process of leaving things behind and moving forward through a new portal or doorway and going on a new adventure, this stuff comes up because it's no longer a vibrational match to the new path. And so anything that is not a match must come up to the surface, be revealed, and then be cleared, right? It's just about not getting too overwhelmed and scared when the stuff does come up to the surface, so that, again, you can be coherent and intentional with feeling the heaviness and the scariness as it comes up, and then saying, okay, I'm feeling you, to acknowledge you and honor you, but then I'm letting you go because I know that you don't actually serve the path that I'm choosing to go on, because the path that I'm on is very divine, very light, and very magical, and setting me up for a lot of adventure in this lifetime. Queen of Pentacles is about understanding your own abundant nature and being present with where you are in the process, and really feeling into the body and how the unseen aspects of yourself, the shadow aspects of self, will emerge through sensations in the body that are trying to communicate with you. It's like a knock on the door. Sometimes your body will be sending you signals and you'll ignore it. I'm picking up like the gut area. I'm picking up mostly like the gut, or like if you're female, like I'm not a medical intuitive, so just please take this with a grain of salt, but I was just feeling like the womb, like the feminine area of the body that might be communicating with you in certain ways. And again, it's all just to bring you into the present moment, into your body, so that you're very aware and connected with yourself. And a lot of times, pains and aches and issues in the body are connected to these lower density emotions that get stuck, lodged in our system. And we haven't known or seen them to even allow them to clear. Or we've been so afraid of seeing them or acknowledging them and honoring them that they haven't had that invitation to be cleared. So if you're willing to see them as they're coming up, then and endure some discomfort in the process, it's going to make it a lot easier for them to just say, hello, I'm here. I've really impacted your life experience up until this point and it hasn't helped, so we're ready to kind of go on our way, because this relationship is not working anymore and it's been codependent and blah blah blah. And that might have translated in codependent relationships in your life up until this point. So yeah, just pay attention to your body and how it's communicating with you guys. And again, the body, we demonize the body as well. We demonize the aches and the pains, and we need to, like, the first instinct is to make them go away. How do I make this go away? When instead it's like, okay, how can I communicate with this experience and ask it what it's trying to tell me that I maybe haven't paid attention to because I was trained by society, by my family, by the culture, whatever, the external, that I needed to be afraid of you and that I needed to ignore you and that you were a sign of me being bad or me, being in danger or something. It's seen as a threat as opposed to something innocent. Even the darkness is an innocent aspect that just wants to communicate and be seen and loved. And if you're casting shame upon it or avoidance, then it really struggles and just will stick around for as long as you avoid it. So embrace it if you can. It takes that presence and strength and knowing I'm being set up here to see this, to hold space for this. And God and my angels are here with me, allowing this to happen, showing me that this is the right path. Otherwise, it wouldn't be coming up at all. And I just have to be brave enough and just have the wherewithal to not feel threatened and to birth it out of my field, if that makes sense. So that can come out through creativity, but it involves seeing it and experiencing it. Yeah, there's an overthinking aspect. So the mental overthinking and racing thoughts and fears and anxieties and concerns, those are all attached to deeper wounds and emotions. So when this is basically saying, if you're struggling in the mental space, if you're struggling with self-criticism or feeling criticized by people outside of you and it's causing mental unwellness, it's because all of that energy is associated with deeper pain that, everything I was just talking about. The thoughts are attached to deeper embedded emotions, programs, things that just want to be felt and seen, pain, stuckness, and I know a lot of this can sound abstract and sort of like, okay, well, I don't know how to practically implement this, but this is just a message to kind of plant that seed and illuminate that. But yeah, the thoughts are associated with those things and tied to them. So when you address these things and they dissolve and release and are integrated with love, then the thoughts completely disappear. And so you don't need to numb the mind. You don't need to numb the thoughts because you've done the work, and the thoughts that were associated with those things are just, they're gone. They're just no longer. Like from overthinking to then peace. And it's like, whoa, all I really had to do was feel that really painful, uncomfortable feeling in my body, or that shame, deep, deep-seated shame, which is extremely uncomfortable to feel. So it's just like, okay, how can I lean into this shame? And I know when people talk about shame and all this stuff, it's, for some people, it's like, I don't even know what that feels like. Like, what does feeling into your shame even feel like? Because when you don't have access to it for so long, it feels foreign. But I promise you, you will know it when it comes up, because it is extremely, extremely uncomfortable and disturbing in the body and in the mind. And it takes like I said, it takes a great deal of presence to be there with it. And just it honestly, it can, as it surfaces in the body, it can last 10-20 minutes, and then you feel it and it's extreme discomfort, and then it's gone for good, or that layer of that intensity has been lifted, so then you can move and breathe easier in your own life day to day, because you've cleared a layer. And it does happen in layers, but your third eye is really seeing how you're willing to see new perspectives and new things. And so this is just the deeper aspect of within yourself that is asking to be seen, if this message is resonating for you. So I'll put that there. Okay. So angels for pile 2. What does pile 2's third eye want to communicate, illuminate at this time? 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so this is giving me that energy of as above, so below. What you invest your energy into, you're going to receive back. So the inner work that you're doing is being reflected back to you in rewarding ways from the universe, where suddenly people are seeing you differently and treating you differently and giving to you differently. And it's because you're seeing yourself differently, and you've kind of undergone this shadow work, or leaning into shadow work, leaning into that process, because it's ongoing. It's not one and done, it's a practice. Healing is a lifelong journey. But it's like, as you go through the layers, that's like self-love. That's giving to yourself. And then you'll find that the external gives to you in the same way that you've given to yourself. And this is also talking about reciprocal relationships coming into your life, getting your needs met because you're a giving person. That is all coming back to you. Okay, more from pile two's third eye. Queen of Wands. Yeah, you guys have a lot of creativity and fire within you. Six of Wands. You guys really, really are meant to shine in whatever it is that you do. However, it is that your soul chooses to naturally express. It's meant to be powerful and loud and confident and secure and expressive, and just like this outward ripple of energy as opposed to inward. Sometimes, you know, it's fully possible for you to go within and create that hermit energy, but it's kind of like the contraction before the expansion, right? And so this is saying that, you know, in your core essence, your stripped down core essence, you're meant to be shining your energy outward like a beacon, broadcasting a signal out. But I think that's why the inner work is necessary, so that that signal isn't shrouded by all of these spinning thoughts that just come from pain that's not even yours to begin with. You inherited it. It was passed on to you. It was imposed onto you. It was dumped onto you from the beginning. And so you just sort of self-identified with that anxiety or those, you know, overwhelming signals, external signals. Are you kidding? King of Wands next to the Queen of Wands. So this is talking about a counterpart energy that's showing up, and with the Six of Pentacles, like a very balanced energy that is like the yin to your yang, the masculine to your feminine, or vice versa, depending on who you are and how you identify. This is very, very like powerful, power couple type of energy showing up. Creative, in the spotlight. This King of Wands stands out in his energy and is confident and magnetic and knows when to take the right action, and the action that he does take is very successful and gets things done and moving in a very productive way. But he's kind and warm and has a charming nature to him. And that matches up with your charming nature, your enthusiasm, your spark of like creativity in life, and the messages that you want to share, and the, you know, the energy that you want to share with this world. So there's something very balanced and mutual coming into the picture for you, pile two, as you're embracing this work, as you're embracing this journey, as you're embracing new pathways that will reveal more to you, and as you're being guided by spirit, because you're getting those messages loud and clear, or repeatedly, if anything. Ten of Swords. Wow, so yeah, this like powerful energy showing up, internal work, new opportunity, like it is leading to painful endings, or endings of painful cycles rather in your life up until this point, where things unequivocally come to an end, and it kind of bursts forth with one final hurrah of pain. And so that's something that is coming up to just be felt and endured. And it's, I will tell you guys, as someone who's done this deep, deep, deep shadow work and still continues to, you know, it's uncomfortable, but it's not, you realize when you do it that it's helping, and that it's not as scary, and that you're not in danger in any kind of way, and that it's just an energy that's coming up. It's just a feeling that's coming up. And even though it's uncomfortable, yeah, you find that once you feel it and lean into it and feel just how awful and strange and weird and shameful it feels, it dissipates, and then you feel refreshed. And again, it could be 20 minutes later. It's different for everybody, but it's pain, but it's temporary and it's rewarding. So, and you have this intuitive energy within you that is guiding you, that is leading you down this path, because you know on some intuitive level that this is right, this is good, and this is needed. And it's only connecting you further with your divine source and with your third eye, which is, I think that's why this is coming through, because your third eye is saying this is the process to seeing clearly, to seeing truth, to sensing more accurately and clearly what is true versus what is untrue, what is reflective of who you are and what is not. Okay? Wow, Temperance. It's funny, in pile one, Temperance card came in exactly the same position at exactly the same time, in the reading, or just at this point in the reading. So this is all about bring your masculine and feminine back into balance, sometimes through connection, but it's also within yourself, where you're learning to receive and embody your feminine. Maybe some of you have, if you're healing your feminine, maybe you've relied too heavily on your masculine up until this point because that's how you were trained to operate. But it's like healing the feminine aspect, or vice versa, but it's really just about healing and bring them back into union and peace. And you're going through a rebalancing phase right now in your energy. So all the things happening around you and within you are contributing to this, bringing you back into balance again, even if there's discomfort or intense pain. And this involves patience for the process, patience with yourself, talking to yourself kindly, the way that God and the angels would speak to you. It's with kindness and unconditional care, love, and support. It's never with judgment, shaming, criticism. That's not the MO of spirit and the divine. It's always with love. It's always with encouragement and support. Okay, so we'll get one or two more messages and then close this out. For pile 2, what is their third eye want to communicate to them at this time? More Wands energy, Page of Wands, the spark of something new beginning in your life, a new creative journey that maybe is unexpected or not showing up in the way that you originally had designed or planned, or it's just that push, that nudge from the universe to get started with something, to just start something. That's what this is saying. Just go, just start. It's the green light, right? It's really go for it in all ways. Even with your healing, you can view your healing as a creative process, where you, like, if you feel afraid or like you don't have access to certain ways of healing, it's like, well, what's a way in which you can creatively lean into the beginnings of what that could be for you, and just getting started with that. It's not about, having to have it. Yes, you have a big energy within you. You have a lot to offer, and you have a lot to, like, you're going to be exploring so much dimensions of yourself throughout your journey moving forward. But this is just like the small ways in which you can just like get going. We do have the soulmate energy showing up with the Six of Cups. This is past life connection, masculine and feminine energy showing up, coming together, romantic energy showing up where it feels like young love. This is like a teenage type of love showing up, where there's a sense of familiarity and fun and play and adventure and safety. And this is definitely showing up for you guys watching. So that might be coming forward as you navigate this journey ahead. And High Priestess is showing up, putting a cap on this reading, just confirming you are intuitive. You can trust this path that you're being guided on. You can trust the signs and synchronicities that you're seeing as fact, as confirmation from God and your angels, as support, as more nudges down the path that you're being guided down. Really trust that and know that support is coming at you from all directions. And we do have travel coming through with the Eight of Wands, travel, movement, and communication. So really the energy is about to get going in your life. And it's okay for you to be doing deep diving and shadow work and feeling painful emotions or getting triggered through life experiences, or just with going within in yourself and tuning out the noise. But that process, because you have such a powerful energy pile too, that process in and of itself is going to really get energy moving in your life, and things are launching ahead. So get ready, because there's a lot coming through for you, and it's really exciting. Okay, so hopefully something in this message resonated for you, felt supportive, validating in some way. And I'm just thanking you so much for being here, for watching, for connecting with my channel. And I'm sending you a lot of light and love, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye, Pile 2. Hey there, Pile 3. Hope you guys are doing awesome. You guys chose this amethyst crystal here, which has a very beautiful light energy to it. We're going to put it there, and you chose this card that you felt drawn to, which I did shuffle for. So we're focusing on your third eye in this reading and delivering the messages that it has for you. The third eye is related to clear sight and how you translate and perceive information that comes through from your crown, from the divine. So sometimes when our third eye is blocked, we have trouble seeing truth and seeing reality and seeing ourselves and seeing spirit and seeing the magic of the universe in our everyday lives, and how that impacts us and can uplift us and support us. So we are tapping into your third eye, Pile 3, and I'm going to get initial energetic messages that want to come through. And of course, this is only for your highest light, love, and truth. If the messages don't feel right, they're either not for you or this is not your reading, and that is perfectly okay. Okay, I'm getting the sense that you guys are working on clearing your energy on some level, or you're being guided to cleanse and clear your energy. Like I'm seeing someone washing up in a bathtub, but doing so with a sense of joy. It's giving me that inner child energy. So part of cleansing your energy is through engaging with healing and with yourself and your spiritual path with a sense of childlike play and joy and lightness is coming through here. And I'm also getting like animals showing up, animals being a healing part of your journey and support on this in this life. So it could be a pet that you have, it could be wildlife animals that you connect with and are drawn to and feel like you resonate with them. Yeah. I'm hearing the word television, so I don't know what that means. I mean, we're using the Buffy the Vampire Slayer tarot here, which is a television show. Now I'm getting like crystal blue, azure, something azure or azul, crystal blue is coming through for someone. It reminds me of that song, Crystal Blue Persuasion. I don't know. I'm not getting like the clearest energy, but maybe I'm not. Let's see. I'm seeing a house. So some of you, your house, your home, a house might be relevant at the moment. Feeling sheltered and safe might be coming up for some of you. Your home environment may be relevant or being highlighted at this time. Yeah, like making sure that you feel safe in your home environment. You feel like you can be yourself in your home environment. You feel like you can rest easy in your home environment. And if you can't, like maybe some of you feeling frustrated, or some of you are in the process of like transitioning to something else or something like that, might be coming through. Okay, let's just see what this card is, guys. This is the 5 of Cups. Okay, so this is talking about processing heavy emotions from the past and like feelings of disappointment in the ways that our emotional needs were not met, did not go the way that we had hoped. Regret with how we handled previous situations, or how, yeah, just things have gone up until this point, and really needing to process that and like mourn, grieve, allow space for that expression to be, while also understanding that there's still potential for new, opportunities for good things in this life. It's interesting how the light just turned on by itself where I am. So there's something about something being illuminated and a light turning on. That's very strange and spiritual that happened, because no one turned that light on. It just happened by itself. So yeah, there's a light being turned on where maybe it had been dark previously, and that clarity will be coming through for you. And this is like giving me that third eye color, that kind of indigo-ish color here. So part of accessing your clear sight and vision is through processing some heaviness, processing some disappointment, being with it, loving yourself through that process, loving the version of you and sending the version of you that maybe you feel caused that pain or other people caused pain. Just inviting compassion into the equation with that, you know, looking at past failures and just saying, it's okay. I am where I am now, and it's okay. And I know that it's not always easy to reckon with that or to accept that it's okay, but to just take a breath out and say it's okay. You know, that's really the energy that's coming through. All right. So, angels, gods, source, ascended masters of the highest white light, love, and truth, we're connecting with pile 3's third eye energy and what it wants to communicate for the clearest sight, you know, foresight, intuitive connection with self and the universe. What wants to come through for them at this time? Death, yeah. So some of you, this could be literal death that you're mourning and grieving in your life. If this hasn't appeared in your life now or recently, then don't be afraid of like this being a bad omen or anything, because this is also energetic and emotional in nature and spiritual. But for some of you, you may have navigated the loss of someone or something that really meant a lot to you. It could be a pet for some of you. But this also talks about you and you undergoing a spiritual transformation where you're shedding the old things that have not worked out and you're becoming something new through the darkness, through the pain, heaviness, and sadness. It's sort of transmuting you like the dark depths of the soil that nurture a seedling as it grows and plants drops roots down into the ground. So through this process, it is coming through that you're being grounded and rooted in a new reality where you can actually be nourished. And it's actually very healthy to express pain and grief over the things in your life that have left or are leaving or that you feel will need to leave in order for you to move forward and embrace and experience a new life and reality, or a new feeling of sense of joy and purpose and embodiment. So yeah, and also again, forgiveness and compassion for those who you feel like have taken something from you is coming up, and I know how difficult that can be and how in conflict we can be with that and how much time that can take, but that is showing up here in the energy as well. And to know that there can be a resolution in that energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is telling me about that anchoring, that rooting down, where you're starting a new path where things can actually come into greater manifestation, practically speaking, financially speaking, physically speaking, in your world, because you're more grounded in yourself and your emotions, and you've been willing to actually process things and move them out. And it's like the water system, you know, when the water rains down upon the plants and goes down into the soil, and then it evaporates back up into the sky, and then rinse and repeat, literally, right? So that's just what's happening in order to create this sense of flow and movement and new energy grounding. It is good to just water the soil with your tears, spiritually speaking, if that makes sense, guys. Okay, so pile 3, third eye energy. And again, this is all connected to you seeing truth, you knowing where you're going and knowing who you are, and your intuition sharpening and your vibration raising. 9 of Pentacles. So this is about learning how to be good on your own in your own energy. It's a very independent energy. So this could be the ending of a relationship, multiple relationships from your past that didn't go well, or, you know, losing somebody close to you and feeling alone, but being guided by the universe to learn how to be self-sufficient on your own and take care of yourself in a way that maybe you didn't have access to before. It'll look different for everybody, but this is really about you being in your own energy, you feeling connected with life, with play, with nature, with Mother Gaia, with Father God, and just feeling held by all of it and knowing I'm good with me because I know that I can meet my own needs and that my needs are being also met by the universe. So this is what's showing up as part of this process. But of course, we do have the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which is talking about that past pain and fear of failure and defeat, fear of just repeating the cycle and more of it coming up here for you, for some of you, as you're going through this transformational process, as you're kind of being invited into the space of independence within yourself. It's kind of, it can bring up just this sense that when are things actually changing? Am I actually good on my own, or am I actually powerful enough? Because I don't always feel that way because of everything that's happened before. I don't necessarily have the evidence in my portfolio to back up the fact that I'm good, that I have everything I need, that I'm abundant. But this can also show up in subtle ways. So even if you're like, I'm good, I trust, it's like this can show up, you know, in the little ways in which we treat ourselves, which we speak to ourselves in our mind. If we're harsh to ourselves, if the inner voice first kind of goes to the negative outcome, or the, you know, shaming, you're bad, this is bad, what's happening is bad kind of energy, that's where this energy shows up. Even if on other levels, maybe you are feeling okay and good, you know, it's never black or white, you know, but Queen of Wands. Okay, so there's more of this energy of you actually being able to embody this power within yourself, this creative power, this sense of feeling attractive and beautifying yourself, and knowing that you have the capacity to step out there and really be seen and draw in positive attention. It's like it's there, and I think part of you knows that it's there. If you haven't fully tapped into it, it's like there's a part of you that knows it's there. Or if you are really leaning into this, it's like I think this is helping you, or can help you if you decided to, like, to kind of come out of maybe a dark period, and like, or you will be coming out of a dark period where you can actually shine. This is a very creative energy. This is a energy who knows that she's attractive, sexy, has a sense of sensuality to her, very connected with life and creation and fun coming through again. So it's just interesting how we have the yin and yang here, the balance, but this is also a key here to continuing on into more light in your life. We do have the 10 of Wands showing up at the bottom of the deck. So this is about the heaviness that we take on, the responsibility and ways in which we overburden ourselves with other people's energy, with the past once again. It's baggage, right? And it's always baggage that becomes too much at a certain point that needs to be unloaded. So that can talk about that release that is wanting to happen within you. And for some of you, that release can come through in writing, painting, art, music, any kind of creative expression, you know, where you're expressing you and your experience. That can help sort of unload some of this energetic weight that you might be feeling or have carried for a while. Yeah, wow, guys, 6 of Wands. You guys have a very powerful energy that's meant to be seen by people. You're meant to be putting yourself out there. That is for sure. As a solo, like, you're, at least initially what's showing up here, is that you're meant to put yourself out there in the spotlight in some way. It can be through social media, it can be in your community, it can be in church or a spiritual or community or school or anything where you're putting yourself out there and allowing the spotlight to be on you, even if for a moment, because it's accessing some part of yourself that's really has a lot to show and share, and and again, will be well received by people. That's really showing up strongly. Like people really responding to something that you have to share. It's coming through, and there's an opportunity for this showing up in your energy pile 3. So your third eye, it's like, look at the opportunity that's showing up here to like really be seen no matter what you've gone through. Like there's actually mostly positive energies showing up here in this spread so far. So you really are moving into a season of light. It's just recognizing that and believing that, and knowing that the opportunities are actually there in your physical reality around you. Remember what I was saying about at the beginning about anchoring and rooting down into the practical world? It's like that's the opportunity for all of this to be expressed is really showing up practically speaking. So just keep an eye out, guys. Okay, pile 3. Queen of Cups, another queen energy showing up. So this is about embracing your femininity, your feminine power, the power in vulnerability, the power in sharing your emotions, the power in deeply, deeply feeling, and how there's power in even deeply feeling pain and sadness. There's immense creative power that can be channeled through that. And just, again, being vulnerable with yourself. It is okay to express vulnerability with other people as well. For some of you, take it as it resonates, but sharing your vulnerability on a more public platform or in a more where other people can see you expressing vulnerability might actually be very healing for you, not only you, but other people as well. But doing this for yourself more than anything, because people enjoy this authenticity of self. I think a lot of people, because so many collective energies over the past several years have been extremely toxic, people are actually embracing more of an individual sense of light and love, because people are finally learning that it's okay to individualize yourself and remove yourself from toxic collectives if that don't actually reflect who you really are in your love. And so it feels like people are going to respond to your energy because it's separating or standing out amidst a collective or separate from a collective, and allowing people to feel their own personal energies and resonate with that. That's powerful, guys. Yeah, that's interesting about the collective energy showing up here. There's past pain again showing up with the 5 of Swords, or 7 of Swords, actually. This is like not feeling authentic, not feeling like you can authentically express your truth. Maybe for some of you, it is a matter of getting wrapped up in the wrong collectives or wrong communities or people who, were projecting out a certain energy that started to really not feel like you, but you felt like you were a part of this collective, and now there's more of a positive energy around individuating and being yourself, not being like something else or like someone else, but being yourself, and that being the biggest medicine for the collective. I say collective, the all at this time. Even if it's different, even if it goes against someone else, it's okay to shine as you are, because there are those people who are going to resonate with who you are in your expression, authentic expression. 6 of Cups with the Queen of Cups. I'm very interested about this, guys, because this talks about soulmate energy, familiar energy, safe, loving, warm, kind, caring energy coming in around you as you're doing this, as you're embracing your individuality, as you're embracing your own light, just unique flavor and what you have to bring to the table, as you're embracing your emotional body, what else is this trying to say here? Pile 3, Justice. Okay, interesting. So this is about creating a sense of balance and rightness in your life, where maybe certain things were not right within certain relationships, dynamics, certain circles that you were in, certain situations that you were in. Maybe it felt before like there was injustice rather. And this is like things needing to be made right, you really caring about things being made right, and the balanced approach, not polarized, like, or taking sides in a toxic way or in a way that hurts another, but I mean, it's unavoidable to hurt other people, just by us being who we are, we're going to hurt someone in our existence because they're not going to like it, or they're not going to agree with it, or it's going to go against who they are or invalidate who they are. But this is a sense for you guys, Pile 3, that you really care about balance and like everybody being seen and heard in a certain way. And maybe it's taken you having gone through a sort of polarized experience in some way that is like showing you what balance really means, like showing you the other side of the equation. This can show up in so many different contexts in our life, guys. But, you could have had one belief system at one point associated with certain people, but then you saw a different perspective and it brought in a whole different perspective where now you're seeing the middle ground of something, or you're wanting that from other people around you as well. And it feels like there is some sort of maybe connection that wants to come through here, friendship, or even like soulmate, romantic speaking wise energy showing up, but I am seeing friend energy, community energy with the Three of Cups showing up at the bottom of the deck. So it feels like maybe some of you are wanting community that really resonates with where you're at as far as this balanced emotional approach, creative approach, communication approach. You want to share that sense of like good energy where it's not hurting people, where it's bringing people together in a more unified, positive way, but it's by being your independent individual self and sharing your beliefs, right? And how that can actually create a new collective energy. King of Swords next to Justice. So these are very clear energies, seeing things for what they are, being objective. And I know we have this emotional energy showing up here in the feminine aspect, but these are giving me a more masculine energy of like, assessing and saying, well, we need to use critical thinking here. This makes more sense. I don't know the context this is going to show up in your own life, so you'll have to let me know if this is resonating in any kind of way for you, Pile 3. But this is about assessing things fairly and justly and like coming from truth and not confusion, right? And so often different collectives and people will make judgment calls based on lies and illusion, and that gets complicated too because all different sides think that there are lies on the other side, and there are lies on all sides of any equation, but there's also truth on every side. So this is just being able to pair out the lies from the truth and seeing what is love, what is kind, what is caring, and what is balanced, and without like necessarily hurting somebody or acting from anger. I don't know why this energy is showing up, but for some reason it is here. For some others of you, there might be a soulmate connection coming through, or like a marriage situation coming through, or like a past marriage situation coming through with someone who was very cold and detached, perhaps, or something and you were more emotional, and so there might have felt like there was a dissonance, or maybe you're navigating a relationship like that currently that might actually feel positive, where there's this sense of balance between the head and the heart between the two of you, and there's also like passion there and appreciation and a like feeling of abundance and success coming through, and it's showing up because of your own independent spirit. So take that as it applies, but it's going to show up differently for different people. Let's actually get some more clarity. So for Pile 3 in their third eye, from their third eye, the Empress card. So more of that feminine energy showing up for you guys. That really feels like the key. Sorry, guys. So yeah, this is really about leaning into your feminine energy and being authentic in who you are and really relaxed in your own sense of self. That's coming through no matter what the context of these energies for you specifically. It's all about embodiment of self and your own feminine essence, and feeling abundant, feeling like you can meet your own needs by being who you really are. again, she has the microphone, so that's like expressing yourself truthfully and passionately, but also with that sense of like feminine joy and love and compassion and connection with the divine coming through here. So that's really beautiful. Again, something about like you beautifying yourself or just connecting with beauty in whatever capacity. Hanged Man, new perspectives showing up for you, pile 3. Releasing old expectations and allowing your perception of life and your reality and yourself and other people to shift. And yeah, really allowing those shifts to come through here. Because even where there is not clarity, it's kind of like if you meet a roadblock where something's not clear or where you're not getting certain information or a certain truth that you're wanting, it's okay to let go and just say, okay, I don't know, and that's okay. And or other people don't know, and that's okay. And just letting people not see truth if that's what they are choosing for themselves. It's okay for them not to see truth, or if you feel blocked in a certain truth, it's okay to just let it be. I'm so curious how this pile is going to actually, what the context might be for you, because these are such interesting energies, such an interesting combination of energies. Yeah, there's that energetic conflict there. So there's some sort of conflict within a scenario for you, or conflict in your life that you've been feeling around certain ideologies is coming through here. Being at odds with different people at some point, different communities, different ideological communities, and just fighting, having this sense of a fight between the two of you or within yourself around the whole situation, and that causing a lot of like chaos within yourself and an upset. And this is just, again, asking you to release that fight, because it takes away from who you are in your light, in your love, in your compassion. And you're so much more than like two sides or multiple sides being pitted against one another, or multiple ideologies being pitted against one another. You're greater than that. God is greater than that. People, human, mankind, womankind, that's who, we have egos. We want to be right. We want to have control and power. This is like a power struggle showing up in the energy. So it's like how can you lean into being an independent thinker, a free thinker is really coming through for some of you, and not buying into every conflict that comes up for you, or every conflict that's presented to you in the news or on social media. It's like, how can you see the energy of conflict and see it within yourself in the way that it shows up within your body, within your spirit, and how it impacts you and debilitates you in certain ways, and how can you bring it back into the middle or how can you bring the ideological polarity into a loving, compassionate place for everybody, and share that frequency of compassion and love and emotional maturity and care with the collective. And at the same time, balance it out with seeing things critically and understanding that there's multiple sides to everything, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. Yeah, you guys are healing from a lot of this conflict that may have showed up for some of you in certain aspects of your life, social dynamics, like you're healing, or just any way in which you felt conflict with yourself or with other people. You're releasing that inner conflict. You're in the process of moving away and healing and moving towards more of a sense of calm, which is really good, because that's where your light is going to reach the most people. That's where your light is going to shine the most, is when you are calm and easy and loving with yourself and others. 2 of Wands. I'll get a couple more messages, guys. These are interesting. Devil. Okay. Pile 3. 6 of... So I'm really getting this energy of like, what's the saying? You attract more flies with honey than with vinegar, or something like that. With this 6 of Pentacles and Devil card. And I don't know if this reading is going to be controversial or triggering for anybody. I have no idea, but I just am saying what's coming through. But yeah, this is talking about like balanced give and take, and care and support and love shown, and not getting swayed by the illusion of the devil, which is people are inherently evil, and we're all evil, and we're all monsters, or those people are monsters and we're the good guys, and or feeling like people are saying that you're the demonizing you, and that they're the good ones. And it's like kind of learning how to look at everything that's going on from a bigger picture, or from like a zoomed out perspective, and say, what is going on? What is happening here? What am I doing? Or what are they doing? And like, why is this happening? How can we shift the perspective away from conflict energy? Because conflict energy begets more conflict energy until we turn away from conflict and into love. And so some of you might be really reckoning with that at this stage of your life, and some of you might have already clicked off this video at this point, because some people really are fed by conflict. They have a lot of energy within and want to express it, and conflict feels like the easiest way to do that, or it feels like more of a reactive, triggered way to do that, because there's a lot of passion and truth to be shared, and wanting to express that individuality, but sort of sometimes getting lost in programs that are actually demonizing people and turning people into monsters, and turning your friends into monsters. And when it's like that, you end up perpetuating the narrative of monsters when you do that. So this reading is like interesting. I don't know that I've quite read had a reading like this show up in a pick a card before. So you'll have to let me know if this resonates in a loving, peaceful way. If you're having a negative response, I mean, you can say whatever you want, but it doesn't necessarily help. But with the World card here, this is talking for some of you, this can talk about like things happening in the world that are causing anger and conflict, and rightly so. It's like we're human and we have emotions and compassion, we care, and we're affected by things, but this is also the reminder that we are interconnected. And so you want to think about how you're showing up, and how other people around you are showing up, and if that feels conducive. And maybe this has been the whole journey that you've been on, and that you are consciously trying to lean out of, is like the conflict and the chaos, and more so into the love and interconnectedness, and even approaching this sense of balance and justice with more compassion than maybe other people around you were, or that you felt like you were at some point. Take it as it resonates, of course. But this is all about resolution coming in for you personally, and kind of completing a cycle of one way of being and graduating into a new way of being that, again, is really leaning into your feminine, loving, powerful, sweet, kind, caring, supportive energy that's still standing out and being heard and seen on a larger scale. But after the grief period of a certain part of your life and certain things, you transform and you fully graduate into this loving, just embodiment of the divine feminine, keyword divine, God, love, unconditional love, and allowing for there to be a perspective that exists in between polarities, and multiple truths existing at the same time with this Two of Pentacles at the bottom. How can you hold two opposites at the same time, and how can they both be true as opposed to one thing is true and one thing is not. So this is very interesting energy showing up. And yeah, I'm thankful if you're still watching. I'm thankful that you stuck around and listened and maybe resonated. Again, let me know. And I just appreciate you guys so much, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye.